Yo, 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 yo. Zach Talks TV, Surviving Film on Africa, checking in with the gang. What's good with my people, man? When you get up in here, make sure you guys remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you do not miss an episode. You dig what I'm saying? On today's episode, what is going on with the world, part 7, freedom of speech. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, guys. Freedom of speech. You dig what I'm saying? Let's get it. I'll wait a couple more minutes, man. Let my people get on up in here. Let me know what state y'all tuning in from, man. Let me know how y'all day been. It's about 7:09 Eastern Time PM over here. Had work today. Didn't do pretty much else, you know. Chill Sunday. I know y'all probably winding down, getting ready for work. So, might as well grab some snacks and a soda, kick back, sit back. Actually, don't grab a soda. Grab something. Grab a coconut water. You dig? Grab a water, ice water or something. You know what I'm saying? Something healthy. And let's rock out. You dig? Without further ado, man, let's get into the show. Once again, make sure you guys remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'm your host, Surviving Film on Africa. Let's get it.
Some very nasty things about me online, so the floor is yours.
Thank you. Simple question, Simple Black Theory. What do you think about blind hiring? Are you for blind hiring?
No.
No. So why not? Because blind hiring, for those you don't know, is based on merit, where you don't.
No, it's not.
So what's blind hiring?
Blind hiring would be that you do not put the race actually when you submit for, you don't even see the person when you interview them for a job.
No. That's one part of blind hiring. There's multiple ways to do blind hiring. But at the end of the day, blind hiring is exactly not knowing the person's race, age, or gender. That's based on merit. Like you said, you want merit, correct?
Well, hold on. Those things can factor into merit as well. For example, if I'm trying to hire for an Amazon warehouse worker, and all of a sudden I find out that they're at 69 with 1 year left from retirement and the age is not disclosed, wouldn't I prefer to have a 24-year-old man than a 69-year-old woman who's overweight?
You're moving the goalpost. Let's bring it back here.
No, the
whole point was about blind hiring.
No,
right?
you said race, sex, and age is not incorporated.
Correct.
I think you should have a full picture of a human being.
Give it a couple more minutes, man. Let my people go ahead and get on up in here. Like I said, man, if we can't get at least 50 people in here by the first 10 minutes, I'm out the door. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just coming in here to check y'all temperature. You dig? Let's get it.
When you hire them.
So you care about diversity?
No, actually, I don't.
How? Why? Because that's basically merit. You're focusing solely on merit. You said you want meritocracy.
Just to be clear, if diversity happens naturally through meritocracy, great. If all of a sudden we have people that, no, it's not. DEI is by force.
So let me explain that.
No.
Go ahead.
I got to interject. DEI is that we are going to forcibly make an institution more colorful. Right. We're going to forcibly make an institution more black. Where if all of a sudden, if half of Texas A&M was black because it was all on merit, praise God, that's an amazing thing. It doesn't matter. If all of a sudden, for example, if the NBA is 75% black because it's on merit, great. Terrific. If the NFL is half black because on merit, we don't want to force race. We want excellence and meritocracy over race in every possible circumstance.
Right, yeah, my turn. Okay, so.
I mean, and that's true. We want the best possible person for the job. You dig what I'm saying? No matter what their color or creed may be. You dig what I'm saying? And as far as dude saying he won't blind hiring, he's basically saying that a lot of jobs, a lot of employers will not fire you because of your skin color. You know what I'm saying? All depending on who's in power. That's why DEI and shit like that comes into question, because it mainly is for the people that's in power of these companies that's doing the hiring, because they know it's all whitewashed.
So let's get into the NBA, for instance, right? Can we both agree at one point black people weren't allowed into the NBA? And then they allowed them to be in NBA. Wouldn't that be considered diversity? Wouldn't that be DEI in itself?
No, it's actually the opposite. You see, you're mistaken, my friend. It's actually, we're getting rid of any racial stereotyping. What happened was actually a form. No, DEI is racial stereotyping. So what actually was before.
Let me know what y'all think on this topic, man, in the comment section. Once again, I'm your host, Surviving Film on Africa. Make sure you guys remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you do not miss an episode. We just getting started, man. We a couple minutes in, but like I said, I'm not fully gonna go into my show until I get about at least 50 viewers. If we can't get 50 viewers by the first 10 minutes, then I'm gonna have to holler at y'all. But for the meantime, in between time, let's get to it.
Was a form of white preference DEI, which is white supremacy or whatever, and then we got rid of it. We said we're not going to discriminate it, and the quality of play got better. Do you guys see the difference between the two? You see, it's very important. Well, no, actually, I'm talking to both you and the crowd, right? I'm talking to both, right? So what ended up, what you want is you actually want to bring back a form of how Major League Baseball and the NBA used to work before we desegregated.
So we can agree that Executive Order 11246 is what basically brought in DEI, correct?
I think that might be it. Is that the affirmative action one? I don't know.
No, it's not the affirmative action. It's for DEI. So within that executive order, where does it say that they're solely focused on making people get into jobs? For instance, like United Airlines, right? You mentioned that, well, let's pause that. I'm going to get to here. So for an example of DEI is basically your daughter, right? She decides to get a job, right? And unfortunately, it's that time of the month. She goes into the bathroom. Calm down, calm down, calm down. She goes into the bathroom. Stop. She's going into the bathroom.
You're losing the audience, man.
I don't care. I'm talking to you. So she goes into the bathroom, right? And she goes into the bathroom and gets a tampon or a pad that's been given from the job. That is DEI. That is literally, yes.
What the hell?
Yeah. You don't know. That's great. So you don't know. DEI, interrupt me so he can win. Go ahead. You want to do that, right? Or be quiet and we can talk. Thank you. So, right. Can I continue? Thank you. So, my thing's dead. All right, so, yes, because in Executive Order 11246, they say that DEI is focusing on a safer environment and a more equitable environment within the workplace and the hiring process. Let's look at Google. Google actually does DEI. You know how they do DEI? Give me an example of, do you know Google's DEI? I'm pretty sure you don't.
And they shouldn't, of course not.
What is their DEI initiative?
I actually don't know the specifics.
Of course you don't.
Because I don't know every company's specifics. However, let me ask you a question. When you're hiring somebody, would you rather hire someone that's black or someone that there is excellent?
So, that's what we're talking about. That's not what DEI is.
Actually, it is. So let me prove it to you. As I said, according to the
DEI. Let me know what y'all think about that, man, in the comment section. DEI. This is still a big issue.
Student for Fair Admission Supreme Court case, black students were able to get into Harvard with
affirmative action, not DEI.
Affirmative action. Time out. You're getting too worked up here, man. Okay? Time out. Affirmative action is DEI in practice. You see, DEI is a theory.
Wasn't it struck down by Supreme Court?
Yes, and they still ignore it.
So why are you bringing it up?
Because they're still ignoring it, my friend.
Let's focus on my question I asked you.
Hold on. Let's get back to the core macro tenet, which I think is very important.
Correct.
Which is, wouldn't you prefer a country built on excellence and merit, not one based on forced pigmentation diversity? Why does somebody's skin color matter? No, tell me, what differences do you as a black man and me as a white man have, and why does it matter?
Okay, so
why does it matter?
So let's look at, because again, you don't understand what DI is, and you're trying to put it in one stance, which is not. So, thank you. So back to this question. So in executive order, and correct me if I'm wrong, you don't know executive order 11246, correct? So
I have an idea of what President Trump signed, correct? But because he got rid of that executive order.
Right. And in that executive order, it says literally, y'all can Google it too. It says that DEI focuses on both the workplace and hiring.
Got it. So does it focus on diversity?
Now let me explain the DEI initiative.
Diversity.
Yes, but
we should not have any forced diversity. Period. End of story.
It's not forced diversity. It does not say forced diversity, and I'll put money on that too.
Does it say diversity?
It says diversity. Yes.
Well, then it's forced diversity.
But it's not forced diversity.
So what is it? It's a suggestion.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm lying. Does it say forced diversity in the executive order?
But it has the word diversity.
Does it say forced diversity in the executive order?
Hold on, let me get this straight. Executive order with the word diversity.
Can I give you an example of DI initiative? Let me give you an example of DI initiative so you have a better understanding. So let's look at Google, right? Google's one of the hardest companies to actually get into. In fact, I believe there's a 0.2% chance that you actually get the job, right? They actually run a DI initiative. Their DI initiative is called a hiring committee, where they have a diverse group of people that have been working.
Awful.
How? So you're telling me Google
Yeah,
sucks?
how is that
Google
terrible?
actually is honestly.
So y'all using Bing. Y'all using Bing.
Honestly,
Y'all using
ChatGPT is
Bing.
way better than Google recently. I don't know about you guys. No, but honestly, to your point though, Google has lost its competitive edge in a lot of ways the last 10 years. Hold on a second. Again, Google does a lot right, but hold on. Google has lost the social media war. Google tried to launch a Facebook competitor, an Instagram competitor, failed. They tried to also launch a Zoom and Skype
focus
competitor.
on the conversation.
Failed.
That has no proof
Google's
that was
market
DI.
cap. Google's market cap, otherwise known as Alphabet, has actually missed expectations over the last 2 years versus Netflix, Amazon, and Apple and Microsoft. In fact, there was a prediction 10 years ago that Google would be the first $3 trillion company.
Right.
Turns out that it was actually Microsoft that was the first $3 trillion company.
So now Charlie's like just spilling off random facts about shit. We need to. The thing is, yeah, that DEI shit is kind of a touchy subject because it involves race. You know what I'm saying? Any laws that involve race is a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? But it's a thing that needs to be talked about because whether the other race believes it or not, these are the type of things that goes on in America. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of laws that got to be in place for us to even survive in America, for us to even be able to obtain good jobs. You know what I'm saying? They know that the land is whitewashed. The companies are whitewashed. You know what I'm saying? These type of laws are for those big companies that were owned by slave owners. You dig what I'm saying? They don't want no ninners on their property for real. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta have laws signed into place for us to even be in the building. Ain't that some shit?
Now, of course, Alphabet is a very good company in a lot of different ways. But if your argument right now is like, well, because one of the biggest companies on the planet has embraced a bad idea, what is your argument exactly?
They're still one of the best companies in the world.
Not because of that, because they were built by merit and it's being destroyed by diversity.
And they use DEI to get that merit. Listen, if they're hiring people, yes, it makes sense. If you're doing a hiring process.
Simple, you've said some very nasty things about.
What y'all think, man? Let me know what y'all think about DEI. Big topic in politics right now.
Come up to the mic and call me a racist in my face, or you an intellectual coward and want to shout it from 30 feet away. Come on up. Come on. Call me a racist.
You are a f***ing racist who does not... Statistics are facts. You are not a gender scientist. You cannot speak on that because you cannot understand.
What percentage of murders do blacks commit in America?
We shouldn't justify you being here by giving you an audience. You do not speak accurate facts.
What have I said that's not factual or not true or anything that I've said that's racist? Name one thing.
Yeah.
Black people are 13% of the population and they commit 50% of the murders. You can look it up.
Over, please.
Wait, you.
What's your source?
The FBI, the Department of Justice. You look it up. Anyone can look it on your phone. It is a fact that blacks have a. What is the #1 cause of black death in Chicago?
Are you serious?
Other blacks killing blacks.
Are y'all saying other blacks?
Yes.
Other blacks?
It's FBI statistics. It's well known.
FBI statistics. Where can you show me that?
Definitely a lot of blacks killing blacks for sure. So don't act surprised. Nigga turn around acting surprised like he ain't never heard no shit like that before. I saw some shit like that every day. You dig what I'm saying? When you from the hood, you know that shit is running rapid through the hood. Through the black community, period. You know what I'm saying? We killing each other. We turning the gun on each other. And when you killing your brother, you basically killing your damn self. Why? Because y'all the same goddamn race.
Show me right now.
Right there, by race. Right there.
That's weird. 70% of offenders were African American.
Black applicants to jobs are 50% less likely to get jobs if they have a black-sounding name.
That's not even close to being true. That's not even close to being true.
That is a literal...
In fact, it's the opposite.
I'm not going to argue your experience. I'm not going to know.
And that's the reason why shit like DEI and shit like that is in place. Because somebody can look at your name and judge you. You know what I'm saying? We got a such thing in America where we just judge shit based on different shit, like somebody's name. The manager see a name, what it like Deontay or some shit. They don't think he white at all. They might not hire a nigga just because his name Deontay. they consider that a black ass name. They like, nah, we need a David. You know what I'm saying? This shit really go on. So that's why these type laws got to be in place. Even if we don't agree with the shit, this shit really happens.
See, now you have to listen to him under your rules because a black person is going to say you're wrong.
I am. He can say I'm wrong. I know.
Come on up to the mic.
I know. I read your.
My name's Keemon Dixon. I have a really black name. Please tell me how 50% of my internships have been denied when I've worked for Senator Mike Lee, Mayor Trent Stack, Speaker Mike Schultz.
Hold on.
I've worked for Congressman Burgess Owens. I've actually worked on his campaign. I've worked on the campaigns of John Huntsman
Look, while talking white, get out of here, bro.
Jr. Please tell me how my black experience and my black name has not given me Go ahead.
So, Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie of all time.
Let's go!
That's an unusual amount of applause for Revenge of the Sith. You think that's the best Star Wars movie?
Better than the original trilogy.
Why?
It has the best choreography and the best CGI of all time. It holds up. It's way better than anything that's been putting out nowadays. On top of that,
He came up here talking about Star Wars. What the hell?
it's got biblical references, the fall of Satan, the fall of Lucifer, Palpatine tempting Anakin just like the snake in the Garden of Eden.
Done your homework here. You have a right to be here?
Yes, I believe anybody has a right to movement to wherever they want.
Look at all
So
these
you would get rid of
questions.
all borders.
Yes.
So when you land from an international flight at JFK Airport, no passport checks.
Nope.
Thank you for so bluntly telling us
I
your
mean,
view.
I'm a dirty commie, so yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, that would be my third question. What is your definition of socialism?
Well, in the theoretical, the abstract, or the practical?
Take your pick.
So socialism, as written by Marx, is when the workers own the means of production.
Exactly.
In the actual practical, it's when a small group of very powerful, pernicious people are able to control the rest of the population under the guise of helping the many, when in reality it helps the few, and you get dictatorship, murder, and slaughter, and the revolution never actually comes.
Okay.
It ends in 100 million people dead over the last 100 years.
What about American companies that function as worker cooperatives, which are effectively socialism in practice?
That is partially some of the tenets of Marx. Of course it is, like Publix grocery stores in Florida.
Okay, so you're in favor of worker cooperatives then?
Yeah, if it's done voluntarily, that's the key.
Yeah, exactly.
I would agree. For
For
example, in a church, if you go to a church and everyone says we're going to go share this meal, that's a voluntary cooperation. But socialism is not hinged on voluntarism. It's using a gun. It's by force you must be part of this. By force you must give us your money. By force you're going to be part of our cooperative. Voluntarism is something we all support.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what a work cooperative is, it's a business owned and controlled by its employees who share profits and participate in management and oversight. They're based on values like democracy, equity, and solidarity, and differ from traditional companies in several ways. A few of those ways are voting, profit sharing, management, and also tax benefits, in which the worker cooperates. Cooperatives may qualify for tax benefits such as lifetime capital gains. So, what do you guys feel about work cooperatives? Let me know in the comment section.
It's when you start to use the heavy hand of the state that we start to object it.
I agree. I'm not here to defend Cuba, China, the USSR, or any of that.
Or Vietnam, or
No.
Laos, or Cambodia,
So,
or Rhodesia, or Zimbabwe.
so basically, if we can agree that voluntary worker ownership of the means of production
If they so choose.
Okay.
It can work. It also can fall apart. There's plenty of instances where it does. Because the problem is is that the incentive structure sometimes for innovation with voluntary cooperatives is not always very strong or robust. But yes, in a market, you're allowed, for example, I have no problem with the Amish living the way they do in Pennsylvania.
Neither do I.
Yes, however, I do have a problem saying we're going to force you to live like the Amish. That's where we disagree.
No, I agree
Well,
with
I'm saying, but where socialism has played out over the last 100 years.
Yes, some people have interpreted socialism
Yes,
that
but
way, yes.
so for you, as a true socialist, you should go get a bunch of your buddies and friends, go out into the countryside and go live as socialists. See how long you last. You have a right to be here?
Yes.
you create a company that's like and then like.
Okay. How am I? Sorry. Let's go through this. How am I a fascist?
Dude, like you.
Can you name one thing I believe that's fascist?
You believe that like you on. Don't boo him. Let him think.
But I I'm such a bad fascist. I let the people who disagree in open mic to talk to me for 2 hours uninterrupted.
Okay.
I'm an awful fascist. I'm more like a free speech liberal in the 1970s, not a fascist.
But I just want to say Turning Point USA is a evil company that was funded by thousands of fracking companies, and that
What do y'all think about Turning Point USA? Is it a good company? Are they doing good things? What are they doing for the community? You know what I'm saying? What are they doing for America, period? Let me know something.
It's not thousands, but we do have some frackers that give us money. But
yeah, and then all it is making the rich more rich.
Fascism to fracking.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Okay, again, I'm happy to have a debate. I can see you're getting kind of fired up.
I'm sorry.
So, but why are we evil? Like, we're having a nice discussion.
Because
all of a sudden you're calling me like
because
a fascist.
it seems like you just want the rich get even more rich. Like
we haven't talked about the rich at all. I mean, so you don't even know my positions on this stuff at all. And by the way, just so we're clear, the wealthiest counties in the country all vote for Democrats. You know that, right? 8 out of 10 of the wealthiest counties in the country vote for Democrats. The wealthiest people, absent Elon Musk, are all on the left. Jeff Bezos, George Soros, Mark Benioff, Mark Zuckerberg, Laureen Powell Jobs. On the left, yes. The richer you are, the more likely you are to be a Democrat and on the left.
Explain that to me, please.
The numbers speak for itself. The Democrats are the party of the oligarchy. Can you name one tech CEO outside of Elon Musk that is a conservative?
I personally think. Let me think. Peter Thiel?
Yeah, that's one. That's one. Larry Page, Google, on the left, worth $120 billion. Sergey Brin, Google, $130 billion on the left. Laureen Powell Jobs, Mackenzie Bezos, Jeff Bezos.
If they're on the left, what has they done that was like, quote unquote, to do the left stuff?
Well, okay, so Larry Page gives money to left-wing NGOs all the time.
Like, if you're on the left, I don't think you will ever be this rich.
If you ain't hitting the like button, I think you on the left too. Hell no, y'all on the left too.
Well, they are. You know why? Because the left
because they're not.
No,
because
they're lefties. They some lefties. Yeah.
The left is a scam. The left uses.
How is this?
Let me tell you why. It's a good question, actually. The left uses people like you that think that, oh, we're going to fight the rich. Well, they protect their oligarchy. While you guys have to keep on working hard and never own anything, when we conservatives are the ones that actually want to restore the American middle class and bring jobs back to this country.
Would you restore?
Let me finish. The left uses people like you every day, and they use people on you by the trans thing, the abortion thing. Keep voting for us, because the fascists are going to take your rights away. When who's funding the left? The richest people. George Soros. Do you know who George Soros is?
Who is?
Nah, Charlie's trying to get turned up, ain't he? He getting turned up.
Is funding, dude, I have never seen a leftist organization come to campus spreading their propaganda.
Well, because the whole university is a leftist organization.
No, it's not. It's liberal. There is a clear-cut difference between a leftist and a liberal. Please make that.
You're coming after this in a good way, because I'll just say Democrat politics, okay?
Okay.
Almost every major, powerful, wealthy person in the country, over $100 billion in net worth, with the exception of one person, Elon Musk, is on the cultural left and gives money to the left. Mark Zuckerberg gave $400 million in the 2020 election to help get Joe Biden reelected through the Center for Technology and Civic Life. Mackenzie Bezos.
Imagine giving away 400 million. God damn. They giving away lifetimes worth of money. You feel me? That's like several lifetimes worth of money. Just giving away, like, here, this is for research. You feel me?
That helps his case, obviously. He would donate money to his...
Okay, but hold on, one second. Mackenzie Bezos worth $45 billion, major Biden backer. Laureen Powell Jobs worth $20 billion, Steve Jobs' widow, one of the most radical left-wingers in the Emerson Collective. Mark Benioff from Salesforce worth $12 billion, one of the most radical left-wing guys that you'll see out there. The eBay guy, Omador, one radical left-wing. It's so important for you on the left. You guys are being scammed and gamed, because they talk a good game about building the middle class, but it is not the party of democracy, it's the party of oligarchy. And you can go fact check me tonight, and you might actually have cognitive dissonance. Type in this: wealthiest counties in the country, they almost all vote for Joe Biden. Who gives the most political donations to the left? All the wealthy people. Go look up the top billionaires on the Forbes list, the top 100. Only about 10 of them give the Republican, the other 80 give the Democrat, the other 10 don't give it all. It is mind-blowing when you realize the shift in power the last 10 years. Republicans used to be the party of the rich. You know what changed? We nominated a class traitor as our nominee, Donald Trump. As soon as Donald Trump became our nominee, all the billionaires said, we don't want him anymore. He talks about things we don't like. He wants to end the wars, close the border, bring jobs back to this country. We want to keep on supporting
I feel like America is already in like some type of oligarchy. You know what I'm saying? That all oligarchy is a small group of people that runs everything, And think of the 1%. 1% of people got how much of the money? You know what I'm saying? How much of the power? The top 1%. Think about that.
Political party that doesn't want any of that stuff. Explain to me how Joe Biden represents the working class in this country. He doesn't.
He very much supports the unions.
It's a hold on a second. The union or the union bosses? Big difference. The union bosses supporting the rank and file love Trump. The UAW loved Trump more than Biden. The carpenters union loved Trump more than Biden. The police union. The point is this, is that the Democrat Party, they are sitting on a house of cards of young activists that truly want to go like crush the rich. And there is some truth to that. Like there's a very rich oligarchy in this country that remains rich and stays rich off of gaming government systems and public policy. And you guys give them a free pass because you think that we're fascists when in reality, we're the ones that are actually fighting to destroy the oligarchy the most.
In the top 1% of earners in America, which is an annual income of $787,000, that top 1% owns 30% of the net worth of the U.S. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. That's a lot of money and a lot of power, a lot of influence. That's why they're able to donate billions and billions and billions of dollars. And money equals power, which brings elections. You know what I'm saying?
Last point. Let's say, so you do want to fight for the American middle class, and
yes.
Okay, how does freer the market like helps with the middle class?
I want precision in free markets, but
how does free market support the middle class?
Again, I'm not puritanical, but I think that generally more choices are a good thing. I think that generally supporting entrepreneurs is positive, but I think that mass immigration is really bad for American workers.
There's no mass immigration.
Well, first of all, how many people are? Wow. Well, you're right. There is mass invasion, but how many people are coming across the southern border every day?
I don't know, but like,
I don't know. I'm actually genuinely curious. Can you guess?
Okay. On what time frame?
Every day.
Every day. 500?
Yeah, it's at a low point. It's at 10,000 right now. It was 15,000 last month. So what does that annualize? Let's play that out.
A lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, so that's mass immigration, right? How many green cards do we give out every year?
Probably a lot.
Yeah, a lot. About 1.2 million.
Well,
right?
What's wrong with giving out green cards?
I'm not saying wrong. No, you said there's no mass migration. So I'm just trying to tell you, we do have mass migration, right? We have 3 million on the southern border, and then we have 1 million green cards, right? That's 4 million a year, right? Which is basically bigger than most U.S. states. Now, everything comes with a cost. When you have mass migration, you're going to get lower wages. But that means you're going to disenfranchise American workers. What, are you studying computer science?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so you're an American born.
So basically what he's saying, people are coming over here, they're getting into the businesses are realizing they can pay these workers lower wages, and they're hiring them instead. They're saying they can pay them less. You know what I'm saying? Leaving us to deal with the low wages or find somewhere else to work. And mind you, unemployment rates are high right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of unemployment going on in America. A lot of people you guys might know might have lost their job. You know what I'm saying? Due to businesses downsizing and just trying to cut costs, rather it be from tariffs or whatever is going on, but it's due to politics. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
I'm guessing American race. I don't want to.
I wasn't, but
okay.
I moved to the U.S.
Okay, well, you're an American now, I guess. I don't know. Maybe
I am.
Student visa. Okay, you're gonna now have to compete. You're kind of proving my point, but that's a
Greatest Gorilla. Appreciate you being the first one to comment, man. Appreciate you coming through. Hit that like button for me, y'all. Don't be scared to comment. You dig what I'm saying? We having an open discussion, freedom of speech. Let's get it.
issue. You're now going to have to compete against foreign labor for your computer science jobs. I think we have a moral obligation to American-born workers to give them preference and priority and restrict the labor supply so that our computer science majors can have higher wages, not to have suppressed wages so some tech CEO can bring in a bunch of Indians and suppress their, no, nothing against Indians, but just, bring down their wages.
Personally, I just think that, if you came to America and then receive a green card, I think you get to work however you want.
I think that American-born citizens.
And then there shouldn't be a priority because they're American citizens.
Well, that's where we're different. I actually think you must have a priority to your own citizens, or else you don't have a government. You have something else. If you don't have a priority to your own people, I don't know what you have. You have a colony, not a country. You're just a big economy. And that's fine if that's your position. By the way,
That's
your
true,
position.
That's true though, because I mean, when you think about it, when we go to these other countries, we don't got all the same rights that they got. You know what I'm saying? They cater to their people first. That's how it's supposed to be in a country. You know what I'm saying? That's how it already is. We can't go to these other countries and get all these rights and do half the stuff they able to do in our country. You know what I'm saying?
Is held by the ruling elite, where I think that we should have a country, not just a colony, where the American-born citizens should be given preference over foreigners. Nothing against foreigners. I think they're nice people, but the Americans should be given first preference. And by the way, any sane country believes that. We're like the only country in the world that says, and certain European countries, come on in and take whatever you want.
You create a company that's like.
Come on in and take whatever.
Have you ever met a
want.
billionaire?
No,
Well, hold on. How do you know how they think then? No, you've never met a billionaire. How do you know what they do? You don't.
There's a history of Donald Trump.
Hold on, no, forget the history.
Man. He wants to
hold on, this is an
like
important thing. It's easy to hate that which you don't know. It's easy to crap on those that you actually not talk to. Because that billionaire, let's take Albertsons, for example, that named your stadium. Albertsons employs tens of thousands of people in the state, and good on them for doing it, to make sure that you guys can get the grocery.
This ain't no grifting. I don't know what the hell that even is. Grifting. Explain that to me, buddy. We're just having an open discussion. As you can see, freedom of speech. This is the freedom of speech edition. You dig what I'm saying? Which is why you're able to say such a thing. Let's get back into it.
You need to feed your family, but guess what? He became a billionaire because of it. But you know what? He should become a billionaire for the people he employs and the risk that he took, and also the good that has done for this city and the charity that's been back to the community here.
Let me talk to Donald Trump personally to see if you're correct or not.
You said billionaires. Again, I could go through Trump or Elon Musk, but how about the other? You have Melanuka that's also that named the stadium. You go after billionaire after billionaire. You know what you find? Someone that had a really good idea, that was able to risk it all, that probably employed over 100,000 people and made a lot of other people rich. The question should never be, have you ever met a billionaire?
Yeah. So as a Christian, how do you justify campaigning for someone who is found civilly liable for sexual abuse?
Well, first of all, we as conservatives believe that was like a Moscow show trial. It made no sense. How much about the trial do you know?
I've read some of the witness transcripts.
Yeah, so the main accuser is a woman by the name of
E. Jean Carroll.
Yeah, exactly. And she said the following: a rape is sexy. She said that on air, right? She couldn't remember the time, the date, or the year that the incident happened. And even Anderson Cooper said this is not a credible witness that should be taken seriously. But let's pretend you're right, because I don't want to get too far into the details. But let's pretend that President Trump was guilty of sexual abuse. Is there any example of somebody in the Bible that was guilty of doing something bad that still was after God's own heart? This is the Bible Belt, but yes, the question is for you.
How did that turn into a Bible?
Hey, Charlie, how are you?
Compare that to Bible.
So I just had a question on your thoughts on if we need more gun control in the country or not. I'm very pro protecting
gun control. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Gun control in America. Are you guys, is it open carry in your state? I'm in an open carry state. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all agree with open carry? Or should it be another way? Should guns be banned? Do guns kill people or do people kill people? Let me know.
America and the citizens that live in it. And so I think that we should have more gun control because there's a lot of school shootings that happen, as we mentioned. And, I just think it would do a lot to protect the people. And I think the Second Amendment also qualifies that we should have regulations for guns. I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Sure. Do you think gun ownership is a right or a privilege?
I think it's a right, but it comes with responsibilities.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, I think that there should be things in place, things like red flag laws and things like that. The age used to prove military.
That's a good question, though. Is it a right or a privilege? Shit, I think it's a right. You know what I'm saying? We should have a right to protect ourselves. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? You guys might feel different. Do you think it's a right to protect yourself, or do you think it's a privilege? Something that you
Gibson to get his gun rights back.
Privilege is something that you earn. You know what I'm saying?
They get a domestic violence charge. So, I don't think the people that commit these violent crimes should be able to buy guns and things like that. And I think we should have red flag laws in place to make sure that those violent criminals aren't getting guns.
Okay, so let's go. So tell me, in your perfect world, what would constitute a red flag?
I mean, just things like, we can look into any kind of medication and things like that that can affect someone's...
That could be dangerous, right? I mean, that could be I mean, there's a lot of vets that come home from war and that are on a lot of medication. A lot of vets could have their weapons taken away.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying, bless you.
Thank you, it's the pollen or something, thank you.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying, like, it's mainly to prevent, future shootings and things like that, and also, putting in place things like a federal registry so that we know, the types of guns that people have, and, it would just essentially be a federal registry that shows these are the guns that this person has, in case a cop has to go on something like a domestic call. That's the most dangerous call they can go on. So.
Yeah, I can see you're coming after this from a good perspective. Let me ask one other question. What would you say is the ultimate and final purpose of the Second Amendment?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think it should be a right too. I think it's a right too, for sure. It shouldn't be a privilege. Like, we should have a right to protect ourselves, especially amongst all these heathens in the world. You know what I'm saying? Heathens that just watch and don't like. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
I think it's self-defense against a tyrannical government, which...
We agree. Sure, great. Keep going.
Well, but I think within the Second Amendment, it also implies that we have high regulations in the first four words.
Sort of.
Of
well-regulated militia actually meant well-armed, but that's a separate issue. But
well, how do you know? You're interpreting what the Founding Fathers
Well, they said it in the Federalist Papers, right? So it's not just me, but also in the Heller decision, in the 5-4 decision, that said that gun ownership was a right. This was a hotly debated thing.
But do you disagree? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Do you disagree with the idea of like a federal registry like that?
Oh, without a doubt. The only reason you want to register the guns is if you want to confiscate them.
Well, or to make sure that people like officers of the law are protected and know what they're going into. I mean, domestic.
Again, that's a good argument.
Right.
To your credit, I will try to make a better argument where the
yeah. So I mean, that's the law right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to register. You basically got to register your guns. I mean, when you buy them, they running a background check basically. When I bought all my guns, they ran a background check. You know what I'm saying? And then they let you buy. You know what I'm saying? So they already do that. But supposedly Charlie thought that they shouldn't even do that. Now that's a new one. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, really, what does that really stop? Like us registering it, whether we register it or not, they can still solve a crime. You know what I'm saying? That don't really matter when you think about it.
Problem of the government knowing where every gun is would then lead itself towards mass confiscation. And I would agree with you, a well-armed citizenry is the greatest protectorate of liberty and freedom in this country.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I fuck with that, Charlie. What y'all think about that? Well-armed citizenship. Yeah, that's good. Because then not only would we have a military, we'd know the whole country strapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'd be able to defend our goddamn selves. And then had a military as an extra. You feel me? We all going to war. Grandma and them got AKs. You feel me? So I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? As long as we don't do nothing stupid, that's the thing. We need people to get some control of these guns. Because that's the thing with the guns. Like, that's what's making it out of control. Because the guns are getting in the wrong hands. You know what I'm saying? They're getting in the hands of children. Younger and younger children are learning how to use these guns, and they're going out and they're killing people. You know what I'm saying? That ain't how it should be.
The Army has things like drones and tanks and things like that outarm, citizens that have...
Yes and no. I mean, we've seen it in several instances where at least a citizen, that's a good argument, but I would say a little flawed, where the citizens are able to protect themselves in some ways. It's a much harder population to control.
I understand, but so you think a federal registry would infringe on the rights?
Essentially. I mean, I think that there's no good argument, I think, other than potential. I ascribe to the government.
Okay, yeah, now they talking about a federal registry. Now that's something different. I don't think they're doing that right now. But that's what's in talks, a federal registry, to where they know they got a whole damn registry of your name and all the guns you own. You know what I'm saying? Now I think that's uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? Just let us protect ourselves, however that may be. You dig? Whether it's bazookas or tanks, whatever, drone strikes, whatever we need. You know what I'm saying?
Bad motives and bad intentions when it wants to infringe more on these types of freedoms and liberties.
Well, I understand. I just personally don't see it as an infringement because, like we just said, and I think we agreed that owning a gun is a right. However, yes. I think it was responsibilities. But also I wanted to ask, is voting a right or is that a privilege?
Well, it is a right, and that's so felons can get their rights back, right? And so, but rights can be suspended or delayed, and we both agree with that. So, for example, like somebody in prison doesn't get guns.
Right. No, of course.
See that? Rights can be suspended or delayed. That's the thing. That's where I feel like government is playing God on our ass. You know what I'm saying? Government is hanging over all our goddamn head. All these laws and all of this shit. So they playing God on us, y'all. Ain't that some shit?
Somebody in prison doesn't have the same free speech rights that you
have. But what's the first thing that you have to do if you want to vote in this country? You have to register, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a federal registration to be able to vote in this country. So why not, and we can agree that, keeping safe and, keeping our elections.
Yeah, but the registry to vote ain't got nothing to do with what you owning or what you using to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about that? He's saying that since it's a voting registry of who voted, then we should have a gun registry of what guns people purchase. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about that, man? I ain't with that. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I disagree.
Where people who shouldn't vote aren't voting is, that's keeping America safe because we don't want people who
That's a fair point. I would say there's there's a technical difference between a voter registration roll and a gun registration roll.
Guns are much more dangerous.
Well, also, but guns in many different ways, they would go after the guns a lot more than the voter registration roll.
Do guns kill people or do people kill people? Let me know in the comment section, y'all.
Well, my worldview comes out of one in the 20th century, where almost every totalitarian government went after the guns first, and the confiscation of guns then leads into the erosion of freedom and liberty.
Right, but wouldn't you say in the 20th century, as you just said, that the disparity between the technology that citizens had to protect themselves compared to what the military had, wouldn't you say that there was a much smaller disparity as opposed to what we see nowadays?
I think that's a fair point.
So
I'm acknowledging that's a fair point.
Okay.
But do you see my perspective as well?
No, I do understand.
That in armed citizenry, also it says shall not be infringed, so we have to kind of wrestle with those two things.
Right, but so if it's just a semantics argument, then to that point,
it's not. I mean, semantics is meaning. That's literally what the word means. But
right, but
I know a lot of y'all probably tired of the Charlie Kirk footage being replayed and analyzed, but I must say I didn't hear about this guy until he was killed. You know what I'm saying? So with me playing these videos back, this is me analyzing and you know what I'm saying? This is me analyzing and figuring out some things about who he was and also about current politics that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So this is nothing but a analyzation of a political activist. You dig what I'm saying? So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. You dig what I'm saying? What was rude, buddy? He didn't pass away, he was killed. You know what I'm saying? Assassinated.
Saying because it says shall not be infringed, we can't do it.
Goofy haircut. Who is this guy? Jimmy Neutron.
Anything.
No, I'm saying that
voting rights can be infringed because it doesn't say it cannot be infringed.
I'm saying I err on the side that more government regulation around guns means that they'll try to take good people's guns away.
That more guns can potentially lead to more danger and less guns.
Yes and no. I mean, there's plenty of evidence to show that states that have more, so if you take Houston and Chicago, about comparable populations, Houston actually has warmer weather, which means potentially more gang violence. They have about half, if not even less, the amount of homicides per year than in Chicago. Chicago has much stricter gun laws than Houston, like incredibly strict gun laws.
I understand, but I think part of what plays into that is the gun laws that are around those cities. They're a lot more lenient than those cities themselves. So I'm not saying that's entirely the cause of it, but I'm saying that.
This channel is about a bunch of things. I don't focus on one topic. I don't have a niche on this channel, so you can find a variety of different things on this channel, whether it be the uploads. I got different daily uploads of my daily life, and then I got my live streams, which I really try to focus on more political aspects, and then I got my shorts, which is really all over the goddamn place. You know what I'm saying? Really shows you guys how scatterbrained I am. You know what I'm saying? So my channel doesn't have a niche at all. It's just all worldly content. You can come to my page and find pretty much anything, you know? Make sure you guys subscribe, man. Just check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Let's get to it.
My whole life, so yeah.
Right, but I'm basically just talking about preventing people that have committed crimes such as domestic violence. I know I mentioned Pam Bondi gave Mel Gibson his rights to purchase a gun again, even though he pled guilty to battery domestic violence charges.
Even if you don't like the video, you might not like this content that I'm playing right now, but you may like the other content. Make sure you guys go check out my uploads. I'm really trying to bring more traffic towards my uploads, which I really focus on different things like tours of the city and different events and different things like that. So if you guys can, go check out those uploads. So you may not like this content, but check out my other content and at least hit the subscribe button. Even if you don't hit the like button on this particular video, I understand. You dig? Let's get it.
2011, and yet now he is able to purchase a gun again, which I disagree with because he committed a violent crime. I mean, do you disagree with that personally?
No, I mean, I don't know the details of the case, but I think I've met Mel Gibson. I think he should be able to own a gun. I mean,
just off of speaking to him though, even though with his criminal history.
I don't know all the details. Do I think that the idea of taking his rights away because of something that happened that I don't know all the details about 14 years ago?
To it though.
I find that to be a little bit of an infringement on basic rights.
Even though he literally
I don't know the details around that, but I guess we're getting to a place where, do you think anyone that's convicted of violent crime should be able to own guns again?
No, not at all. If they're committing a violent crime, absolutely not. I think we should protect people in America, which I think you agree with.
Charlie was the same age as me. So what age do y'all think male baldness starts to occur? Because I'm starting to get scared now.
But that's a balance. Are we going to really say the federal government is going to protect us from ourselves when it comes to guns?
No, I mean, it's less about the federal government taking away guns and more just allowing them to protect their citizens. And it's not about getting rid of guns. I'm a gun owner myself. I go hunting. I was on a competitive team.
What state would you say has the gun laws that are the most appealing to your worldview?
I don't know specific state laws, if I'm being completely honest with you, but
something to think about.
But I'm speaking, even just the federal registry itself. I think that would protect, a lot of officers of the law. Like I said, when they go on domestic calls, that's the most dangerous call that an officer.
I mean, I think the haircut fit his head. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a haircut that fits your head. Sometimes I struggle with that, y'all. Finding a haircut that fits my head. You might have a long head. You might have a bean head, a watermelon head. You got to find the right cut that fits your head. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing about it. Some people got a Johnny Bravo head. They got to get a Johnny Bravo haircut. That's just how the cookie crumbles. You know what I'm saying? Some people got widow's peaks. It looked like Charlie might have had a widow's peak. You see how the peak is peaking. You feel me? Charlie might have had a widow's peak. It all depends on the head shape. You feel me? I don't have a perfect head. I got a butterbean head. I got a butterbean head. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. We all got different heads. Y'all got watermelon heads, jelly bean heads, kiwi heads. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. None of us is perfect.
There's an informal registry, not a formal one. Just so you know, gun dealers are supposed to report
Right, but do you really think that they do all the time, though?
No, of course not, obviously. I mean,
right, so wouldn't the federal registry eliminate that problem, then?
Again, I would go back to a formal registry. You register in order to confiscate. It is a prerequisite towards confiscation.
Isn't that just a slow argument, though? If you give one thing, then another thing
it's an historical argument, right? We see that throughout totalitarian dictatorships throughout the 20th century, where if you want to take the weapons away, you first ask for a collection of all the items that you then want to collect. But I could see you're coming after this in good faith. I tend to be on a much more libertarian side, even though I'm not libertarian, where we actually need to...
Nah, it ain't no way they coming to take our guns when we already got them. You know what I'm saying? We already got the guns, so they need to deal with it and keep it moving. And I'm with Charlie on that. I feel like the citizens should be armed, and I feel like people should just make better decisions with the guns. You know what I'm saying? The guns should end up in better hands. We should make laws that's focusing on those points. You know what I'm saying? Not about taking the rights away from everybody, from the civilized citizens, taxpaying citizens that just want to protect their own assets. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's fair.
Looser gun laws, because I think that
looser gun laws.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean,
In what
especially in
way?
states like Chicago and Illinois, where it's very basic Second Amendment rights. So I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
In a state like Rhode Island or New York,
Right.
it could take a woman upwards of 30 days to get a gun. So let's say a man wants to actually do harm to her, and she gets threats and the police won't intervene. I think she should be able to get a gun that afternoon to protect herself.
I don't know. Mental health check, shit. I might not even. I might not even check out.
I understand that.
So that, in that case, I think that gun laws should be looser.
I understand.
I think like
in that regard, I do agree with you.
cool. So like
Absolutely.
that would be an instance of that. And I also will go back to
Mental
this.
health check, shit. Well, I don't know, shit. Background check, we good, but mental health check, y'all ain't checking out. You know what I'm saying? We all a little off. Ain't nobody completely on. You dig what I'm saying? If they ain't nobody completely on board, there's somebody. We all kind of off. This America, you know what I'm saying? That's how it is.
Idea of red flag laws, we have seen case after case of it being abused, of veterans having their weapons taken away because of fake accusations and, let's just say, faulty accusations, saying that they're mentally unbalanced, so on and so forth.
But do you think that they could investigate cases like that and see if there are any medications? I mean, a lot of these antidepressants can change your brain chemistry.
For sure, and some of it, though, is they take the guns away first and they ask questions after. It's a difficult, very, I don't want to say gray area, but edge part of the law,
Yeah.
where I tend to, and a respectable position, respect to you, I tend to err on the side of it is a right. The government screws up more than it does correct in this specific portion. Yeah. And the downside to having more guns is far better than the downside of having only the government have guns.
Even
Okay, the downside. What are the downsides of only the government having guns? Name some of the downsides in the comment section, y'all.
that can cost American lives, though. I mean, me personally, I would give all of my guns in a heartbeat if I knew for a fact that it was going to save one life.
Can I do a thought experiment to you?
Sure.
So, do you think we should ban driving?
No, I don't think so. And I know where you're going with this.
55,000 people a year die from car accidents, right?
Right, so absolutely. But those are accidents, though. That's not someone intentionally.
Well, that's not true.
Somebody.
Some people intentionally do, or some people have DUIs, right? Some of it is an act of agency, not just accidents, right? Meaning that they are reckless with the technology.
I understand.
You would agree a DUI is a reckless act.
Oh, for sure.
And that's a vast majority of auto deaths,
right,
both in the interior of the vehicle and the exterior.
Right, but then what do you have to do to be able to drive, though? You have to get a driver's license. You have to take a test with an instructor.
No, of course, but I'm saying if the pursuit of to save, if it's all about saving lives, then then there are certain things that we get rid of. I would say, though, that government is not merely there for our safety. It's one of the primary focuses. You have to balance liberty and safety. And that's a tough balance at times. I fall on this issue on the side of liberty. Final thought.
So just one last quick question, I promise. What about something, as I mentioned with taking a driving test, to be able to get a driver's license, you have to prove that you know how to operate the vehicle safely. What about something similar to that with owning a gun? Some kind of thing where you go to...
Well, in that sense, I did have to take gun classes and stuff. I took gun safety classes to get licensed to carry. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's the difference. It was... you had to be licensed to carry. Now, that's when I got my gun license. It was when I had to be licensed to carry. So I had to actually take classes to be licensed. But now you're able to open carry. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to have license to carry. You know what I'm saying? So now that license to carry is basically obsolete in a way. But I guess it's still good. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think? Is the license to carry obsolete now with open to carry? Like, what is that? I don't get it.
Range with a trained professional. No. You show that you know how to operate the gun, safely, know how to store it safely, things like that. And then once you pass that, you get some kind of card that allows you to buy.
Okay, in Alaska, they can conceal with no license. Now, that's different. Do y'all do a lot of hunting in Alaska?
A gun. It's all about protections. It's not about restricting rights.
On that, you might have some agreement with me. Because actually, the number one cause of errant gun deaths is accidental discharges. People that don't know what they're doing with their gun.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, accidental discharges. That's what I'm saying. We need to be careful with our guns. That's the thing. We need to be careful with our guns and treat them well, and only use them when we have to. Only use them for protection, because that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? I got guns that I haven't even shot yet. You know what I'm saying? Because why? They're only for protection. Or if I'm going to the gun range or something. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, they're sitting around. They're sitting on my waist. They're sitting around, sitting in the corner, sitting in the closet. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. We got to be careful with these guns because they are killing machines. You got to remember that. But when it all comes down to it, people kill people. And uneducated people handling guns will kill people. That's the bottom line.
So I think that could be prevented through better training. So for that, I actually might have some middle ground.
Okay, I appreciate it. Would you go into a crowd of black people and say the N-word? Would you? If there's no moral covenant against that, would you go? If I gave you $500 right now, would you? Would you?
No.
Would you say it?
No.
What's stopping you?
I mean,
he turned up. He remind me of an anime or something. He like a damn anime character.
What's stopping you? What line in the Bible is going to stop you going up to a group of guys and go, hey, fellas, mind if I say a word? Mind if I speak my piece? No.
You say the word?
Because I have a different set of morals. I say that's just wrong.
By what moral is that wrong?
This Naruto.
My morals of I'll find out. I'm going to get my jumped. I will get the out of me. This presumptuous. I don't know about you, but any kind of argument that there's an objective morality that doesn't depend.
Was Hitler objectively evil?
Yeah.
Okay, so we agree.
Amount of cells, gone. Biomass, that's kind of.
So yeah, wait, so there's someone who is older.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, guns don't kill people. People with guns kill people. That's the thing. So people kill people. And uneducated people with guns kill people. Not civilized people with guns don't just kill people. We use them for protection. You know what I'm saying? Other people are going out seeking to discharge. If you're going out every day seeking to discharge your gun, you're already misusing it. You feel me? You're already misusing the gun. It's for protection, buddy. You know what I'm saying? It's only for protection. That's the thing. People are using it as a fashion statement. People are, you know what I'm saying? They're using it as a bunch of different things besides protection, but it's only used for protection. You know? Don't use guns for the wrong reasons because what they do, they kill people.
Moral rights than a 4-year-old because they have more cells?
Depends on the person.
Okay.
Would you go into a crowd of black people and say the N-word?
Can you tell me what a woman is? Are you a woman? You want to answer a question?
Yes, I am a woman. Why are you?
Great. What is a woman?
What is a woman?
Yes.
A person who was born with X chromosomes.
I agree. I agree. We have won the culture war. We have done it.
This is not the win you think
Dean,
it
you
is.
gotta train them better. A woman is a person with XX chromosomes. I declare a victory in the culture.
Can I please explain what I'm trying to say?
I'm not here to debate you, but just to ask you for some advice. I married my beautiful wife last year at the age of 22.
Damn, bro. At the age of 22, he got married. Congratulations, man. I wish it would have been me. You feel me? I wish I would have got married young, y'all. The older I get, the more I wish I would have just got married young. But then again, that don't guarantee that you're gonna stay together. So yeah, never mind. I'm talking bullshit. Never mind.
And I just want to say I respect and admire, I've been watching from a distance, how your ability to lead your family, your beautiful wife, your beautiful children. And as a young man pursuing a marriage, I just want to ask if you had any advice on how I can pursue and maintain a God-centered marriage for the rest of my life.
And thank you for that.
I don't think you're focusing on substance, though. That's the issue.
So in Oregon, you say they make you take a class. They give you a license and the feds check in? Damn, the feds come knocking? Hell nah. See, that's the thing. Ooh, but you know what? I did have a situation before. One of my guns that I bought, they give you like a paper to fill out where they run the background check or something. And then they sent me some type of letter in the mail from the sheriff. And it said that one of my guns that I bought, they said that I didn't like register it correctly or something. I don't know what they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that happened to me once with the registry to where I got a letter from the sheriff talking about my gun. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know they already know you got guns. Even if I'm like, every time the police get behind me, when they run my plates, it already pop up like gun ownership. You know what I'm saying? So they already expect me to have my gun every time they pull me over. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I just be trying to be as nice as possible. And you know what I'm saying? I don't get pulled over often, but when I do get pulled over, I handle myself very well. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm able to have these type of things with me in a car. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the police take offense to me not letting them know that I got my gun with me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get pulled over for something simple. They'll know that I got license to have a gun, but sometimes they won't ask me if I got my gun with me. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll ask me later on during the stop, and then they'll try to tell me that I'm supposed to let them know. I'm like, nah, You know what I'm saying? Right when you pull my plate up, you can see that I'm a gun owner. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm for gun ownership. I think all citizens should be armed. Not it shouldn't be uneducated people. Everybody should have some level of education when it comes to gun ownership. You know what I'm saying? Some level of education. You need to learn how to load it. You need to learn how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to break them down. I had to learn all that stuff before I can get licensed. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's good knowledge to know. And it actually prevents you from making mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get back into it. I'm just rambling.
He intentionally tried to provoke substance out of you. And you said, well, I'm worried about some laws Congress should pass. I have to ask, what laws are you talking about? Can you be specific?
She got the nip showing. Y'all see that? Do y'all see what I see? She got the nip slip. Ain't that some shit?
Hi, Charlie. Welcome to Purdue. I'm Carson. Similar to what the
I did not mean to like it. That was my thumb.
man that was just up here that had the white dudes for Harris hat on. I disagree.
A naughty thumb. Ain't that
with your agenda that college is a scam. I think it's more, I don't think you can say the blanket statement that college is a scam because it's based on the individual, right? So as an example, if I was to go to the library and buy a book, I know that that's a scam for me because I'm not going to get the most out of that book. I'm not a big reader. That's just not me. So if someone goes to college and has the right intentions, like I'm in.
How many of y'all got work tomorrow, man? Let me know in the comment section. Who got work tomorrow on a Monday?
Engineer, so I know for sure.
Let me know what time y'all got to wake up tomorrow for work. You know what I'm saying? What time y'all got to wake up tomorrow for work?
For me specifically, going to college is definitely better than not. But what I'm saying is I don't think you can make the general blanket statement that college is a scam, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but let's just take Brown University. I mean, a lot of these schools have such ridiculous administrative bloat.
Nah, it's freezing out there. It's freezing out there, motherfucker. You should see, this the first time I saw security with a jacket on. This how you know. But look, security tucking though, ain't he? Security got that Glock 19 on him. Don't play with him, bro. He reaching for that motherfucker too. Clutching. You feel me? Gun ownership.
So when I'm saying college is a scam, I'm thinking of schools like Brown, which is supposedly a good school. $93,000 a year in tuition.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
And they have 3,300 administrators and only 1,000 professors. That's a scam. Like, you can't look at that and be like, well, that's actually a good use. And so, totally get it. Good feedback. I don't want to spend too much time on it.
Okay.
But again, studying engineering is definitely the exception to the rule.
Okay. One more question. You say that 52% of, I think that's the statistic that you use, 52% of college grads go on to a job that's not yours, right? Or
that doesn't require any degree. Any degree.
So that's the year after you get out of college?
First decade.
That's actually around 45%.
So yeah, it dips a little bit.
Yeah, so it dips a little bit. Further on, that's because you...
Bro, that's a lot though. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. Like, what's the point of going to school that long just to get a job where you don't need no education? You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why college is getting more and more obsolete. But then again, where are these good jobs at? You feel me? Unemployment rates are high right now in America. You know what I'm saying? Where are these good jobs that you don't need education for? Because I can't find them.
Have to start in obviously a lower job when you're
No, but hold on a second. But if you start with a lower job, then you didn't need the degree to start at the lower job. You could have done that at age 18.
It is much easier to work your way up a ladder though when you have a degree.
That's debatable.
Okay.
Because I would argue it's about how hard you work, how good you are at the job. It could just be a little bit of the people who have degrees work their way up more because they're actually more capable, higher agency people that otherwise would have worked their way up more if they didn't have a degree.
So I think we agree on the fact that college, in many instances, college camp isn't a scam, but there's definitely okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Hi, Charlie. Welcome to Purdue.
You said your youngest cousins got graduated and both got hired making $100K. Where did they what was their major in college?
It's pretty clear that you will be voting for Trump next month, but I'm curious if you've read this book to see if it will maybe sway your opinions a little bit.
Is the achievement, is it empty? No. Oh, I love this. This is the achievements of Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that's true. We definitely need education for hospitals. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature in that field. You know what I'm saying? But it's the job market could be a lot better when it comes to all people, I think. Those with a college degree and those without a college degree. We just need more jobs in America, better paying jobs. Things are going up. Food is going up in the grocery store. Gas prices are going up. Trump is putting tariffs on everything. So the price of living is going up. You know what I'm saying? And this is in every state. No matter where you might live at, prices are going up. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like jobs should be paying more. Every time the prices and inflation go up in America, the wages should go up also. You know what I'm saying? The more opportunities should go up. Let me know if you agree.
If you want, you can try to fill it out too, but there's not much.
No, those white dudes for Harris need to start filling this out. Look at how much he did on immigration, everybody. Isn't that great? God bless you. Thank you.
I don't understand how you can be Christian and still support Trump. I just see him, he's a liar, he cheats, he supports dictators like Putin, Kim Jong-un. I mean, as a Christian, I think that...
Are you a Christian?
Yeah. Okay. I just think that as a Christian, a person should try to always do the right thing.
Which one is closer to biblical principles, the Democrat platform or the Republican platform?
I think Democrats do a better job representing godly values.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on.
The Democrats do a better job representing godly values? Let me ask.
Let me know what set y'all repping, man. Y'all Republican or Democrat? Republican or Democrat? What set y'all repping? It's like a gang war out this month. You know what I'm saying? Republican and Democrat, blood and court. You feel me? That's what they trying to make it. What side you on, cuz? Blood or crib? Republican or Democrat? Let me know.
I'm in the United States Air Force, and so as someone who wants to serve my country, as someone who's about to serve my military and put my life on the line for this country, it's tough knowing that our nation promotes things like abortions and transitioning kids. How do you reconcile serving a country that upholds these values?
Let's set y'all rep, cuz. Republican or Democrat. Don't be scared. See, when I ask what set y'all rep, y'all start getting scared. Like, oh, I'm gonna sit my flag down now. My Republican flag, I don't even rep it no more. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what set y'all repping.
Like these, and how can we as conservatives fight against these policies while still serving proudly?
First of all, what's your name?
Hayden.
Hayden, thank you for...
Sit my flag down for this
So in the spirit of hearing ideas that we might always hear, tell us why you're supporting Kamala Harris.
I just like her character more than I like Trump. I don't like it. No.
Guys, give Miles an opportunity to uninterrupted to tell me, because it's fascinating. I didn't know her character was something worth.
I like that she's trying to work for the middle class. That's what I see a lot, and I think that's what she is.
So yeah, Miles. So I have a question. What has she or Joe Biden done for the middle class in the last 4 years?
No, not too sure about that.
That's okay. So
I'm slowly getting there.
No, that's okay.
Election day. I feel like that's okay. We can work our way up.
For sure. No. And it takes a lot of courage to come up to an event like this. So let me tell you where we're coming from, and then maybe I can convince you to trade out that hat for a MAGA hat. Just maybe. Okay. That's a long shot. We'll see. So Kamala Harris is part of a tradition of career politicians that run very persuasive, sexy political advertisements that are nowhere in alignment with what they've actually done. So let's look at the issues
That's what I didn't agree with Kamala Harris. She was running a lot of different tactics, and what she tried to do was use idol worship as one of her tactics. If y'all didn't catch that, she used a lot of idol worship during her election process, and that actually turned me completely off of Kamala Harris and what she stood for. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be idling or worshiping idols. You know what I'm saying? She used a lot of stars to promote and do this and do that. It was a lot of
we care about most. I imagine, Miles, you want to be able to own a home.
Yeah,
at some time.
That's my main goal. I want to
awesome and good. Honestly, Miles, everybody in this audience should be able to own a home as easily as your parents were. But right now, especially here in Phoenix, it's so out of grasp. When Trump was president, the average mortgage rate in Phoenix, Arizona, mortgage payment was $700 a month. Now it's $2,000 a month here in the city of Phoenix. Said differently, it required $75,000 a year to buy a home in Phoenix when Trump was president. Now it's $135,000 a year to buy a home. And I say, well, Charlie, how is that Biden and Kamala Harris's fault? They decided to spend $6 to $7 trillion of unnecessary government spending right out of the gate that increased asset prices. Additionally, they allowed 10 million people into the country that we didn't account for. That also increases the demand for housing, especially here in this state. So we really care about the ability for you to be able to own the home. And if Kamala Harris is going to do it, she would have done it these last 4 years. Secondly, we care about ending the wars. I bet you're pretty interested in that. And war is not... no, maybe?
No. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's end the wars.
Yeah. So Kamala Harris has demonstrated and surrounded herself with people that are aggressively in favor of the Russian-Ukrainian war, and the same people that designed the failed wars of Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and Libya. For example, Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, Leon Panetta, John Bolton. Donald Trump is the only president of an unbroken chain of 32 years to start no new wars and actually bring peace to the Middle East. We did not have any new wars under Donald Trump. And finally, I mentioned this briefly, the border. I believe that everyone in this audience should be given preference above somebody who illegally comes in.
Yeah, it is war still going on, but did we even start these wars? I feel like we ain't got nothing to do with these wars that's going on, really. You know what I'm saying? We got economic wars going on as far as tariffs and stuff like that. But as far as Ukraine and Russia and things like that, of that nature, that's outside of the U.S. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they want to mess with us. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody want problems with us, you know?
Into our country that was not welcome or invited. When Trump was president,
they act like they want problems with us, but they don't want problems with us. You know what I'm saying? They just want economic freedom. You feel me?
The most secure border in history. Under Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, we've had 10 million people and they get taxpayer funding.
Yeah, exactly. Russia started that. Russia wanted war. Russia wanted to take over territory in Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? That was the big thing about that. So Russia started that. And now Ukraine is dragging us into it because Zelensky ain't strong enough to lead his own country. You know what I'm saying? Now he needs the USA help, and because we got trade agreements or we got agreements with them, so we're kind of entitled to help them. So here we are in a bad position because now we're supplying Ukraine with weapons and things like that to bomb Russia, and we're supposed to have a good relationship with Russia, but in the meantime, in between time, we got Russia pillow talking with China and then China pillow talking with India or Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all a mess.
Benefits, they get luxury hotel rooms, they get flights into the interior of the country. And so on those three issues, home ownership, the border, and war, Donald Trump doesn't just say he did. And I would just ask you, you don't have to answer right now, because I know it's hard to get in front of an audience of people like this. Can you show me that anything Kamala has done that shows she's better at Trump than what Trump did on those three things?
No.
That's okay. I appreciate that. Yeah. I want to encourage you to do your research, because it is very important. It's very tempting to fall for propaganda that you just see on TV. I bet a lot of people here in the audience can give you.
I don't know that much about you, I'm gonna be honest, but you're like this conservative Trump supporter, dude. Okay. And you'd consider yourself a Christian? How do you consider yourself a serious Christian if you support Trump after he raped Jean Carroll?
Damn, he come up there making crazy accusations, don't he? I ain't even heard about that story of Jean Carroll. Maybe we need to do some research, guys. Jean Carroll, do you guys know anything about it? Let me know in the comment section before I inform you guys. You know, this is a new one. I was only informed about the Epstein files. Now we got a new character. Okay, so it says a verdict in May 2023 found Trump liable, sexually abusing and defaming Carroll, and ordered him to pay $5 million in damages. Trump made an unsuccessful counterclaim in December 2024, lost his appeal. His request for an bank hearing was rejected in June 2025. So Trump was actually held liable for that, and he actually had to pay this lady $5 million in damages. Ain't that something? Jean Carroll. Look it up.
So you believe he raped her?
Yes.
Really? Was he criminally indicted for that?
I believe he was.
No, he wasn't.
For sexual abuse?
No, he wasn't. He was civilly found liable for slander in a slanted Manhattan jury. Tell me, what year was she raped?
Oh, I don't know.
She doesn't know either, actually, when she was asked.
The court found.
No, they did not. A jury found him liable for smear and slander around this topic. Do you know that E. Jean Carroll said, quote, rape is sexy? No. She said that on air on the Anderson Cooper show. E. Jean Carroll says, do you know the facts surrounding the case?
A little bit.
Tell me.
No, all right. Okay.
Tell me.
I don't know that much about you, I'm gonna be honest, but you're
Do you agree? Do you have daughters?
I have a daughter, yes.
You have a daughter? Okay. How would you feel if she was...
This is something about the Jean Carroll thing. Let's see what he say. We definitely don't want to hear that.
Before the verdict came in, there was a concept of the perfect victim. The perfect victim always screams, and the perfect victim always goes to the police, and the perfect victim always writes it in her diary, and the perfect victim, after she's been raped, her life is supposed to fold up, and she's not supposed to ever seek happiness or career success again. And yesterday, they said there's not such a thing as a perfect victim.
I guess.
I would love it if you could just name.
Yes, ma'am. I want to hear from you.
Hello,
yes.
My name's Eve. You're a local transsexual.
Yes, you said you're our local transsexual. Is that
right?
Okay.
Yes. I just wonder where you get this idea that trans people are being indoctrinated.
Okay, so are you say you're transsexual or transgender? And tell me, is there a technical difference in the two?
Oh, goodness. What about my hormones?
Come up to the mic. So now we know that you're like a blatant narcissist that needs attention at all times to cut in line. Tell us what's so pressing that you need.
Here's our guy.
To interrupt us before he could even talk.
We thought he was the shooter at first, y'all. He got the rifle grip, the tactical backpack, and the rifle squint. 3 key evidence pieces that he could be holding rifles and pointing them where he don't need to be pointing them. You know what I'm saying?
So, let's talk about the 200 people deported without due process to El Salvador. I don't know if you saw this morning, but a United States citizen was actually deported.
It was not a U.S. citizen. That's not correct.
Liar.
It's not a U.S. citizen. It was actually...
Come on.
No, it was someone that was living here. Yeah, it was not a U.S. citizen.
Hey, this guy just lies. It's not. No. Hey, no. You wanna have a debate, but you don't.
It was
debate.
not a U.S. citizen. First of all.
You wanna have a debate, but you actually don't debate. There's nothing more ill-faith than this.
So we already have a mic.
Name 2 times. Name 2 times where you.
Show me you're losing without telling me you're losing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That was the whole thing about it. I feel like too, Paul. Charlie was a little bit dismissive, and that's what made people not like him also. You know what I'm saying? He would hear him out, but then he would crush him with his own facts. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just the way you talk and just, you know what I'm saying? All those things could have an impact and make people judge you a certain way, as you guys can see. But as you can see, this guy right here, he has a rifle squint. He has a tactical grip on that. He has definitely a rifle grip on that loud phone, and also that backwards backpack. That is very tactical. So we got to watch out for this guy.
How many illegals are coming across the border every day? A lot. So about 10 to 15,000 a day. Do you think Joe Biden...
They're all going to vote Dem.
You're okay? Can you say that again?
The illegals? Well, illegals. Yeah, they're coming here. They're going to vote Democrat, and we're going to win.
I was wondering, so you know how the Democrats, they're trying to take away our Zins, our nicotine, our cigarettes, and I want to know what Trump's going to do to keep Zins in my mouth and keep me smoking them cigs.
He came up there on some fried shit, didn't he? What the hell is Zins? Let me know in the comment section, y'all. What is Zins? What the hell? What the hell?
The Democrats and Chuck Schumer have proposed 100% tax on Zins. Donald Trump has said no tax on Zins and hands off your Zins.
Hands on my Zins! Hands on my Zins!
And I have one more question for you.
Zins.
What is your persona? So persona is like, what animal really speaks to you? No. I need this for an argument. Please, come on, man. Come on, man.
I got a good answer, guys.
Okay. What is it? I gotta know.
It's the beaver.
Okay. All right, thank you.
You have no idea, my whole family went to U of O. They will kill me.
Hey, Chuck.
I'm up here for one purpose. My buddy is a friend of yours. He lives up in White Pine, and he wants me to have this discussion with you because me and him had this discussion this weekend. What are your thoughts about reparations for Black people specifically, and like Black Americans specifically? What is your
very much against?
Very much against. Can I ask?
Damn, he just missed that quick. What do y'all think? First of all, I got 2 questions for y'all. First, what is your spirit animal? Let me know what your spirit animal is. Let me know in the chat. And second of all, what do you guys think about reparations here in America for African Americans? What do you guys think about reparations? And what is your spirit animal? Let me know in the comment section.
Why? Well, first and foremost, I don't believe that we should ever pay monetary damages to people where nothing bad happened to them, just because they are related to a group of people where something bad happened to them.
Okay, so
because it separates the idea. Let me just finish, and then I'll throw it back to you. Absolutely. Our justice system, when properly understood, is about individuals receiving justice, not tribes or groups receiving justice.
All right. Also, I want to state that just because I am a Black man, I do not speak for all Black people. So I'm just this.
I like this guy. You should give it up for him.
Just want to state that for the record. I'm speaking for myself. All right. So definitely hear you on that. And even for me, when it comes to reparations, for me personally, I don't believe that it should be a check. I think that reparations can look like many different things, whether it's like investment in institutions, more like, better schools, hospitals, all that kind of stuff. So my question to you is like, so since you are against reparations, would you say that we should be would you be for outlawing like inherited wealth? Does that make sense?
Well, no, I'm not for outlawing that. And those are two different things.
Can I explain my point though? All right, so my point to that is that, okay, so what I hear for the argument against reparations is that, okay, black people today...
Check this out, y'all. They don't want to give us reparations, but if you look it up, in the United States, reparations have been provided to various groups, including Japanese Americans, interned during World War II, Native American tribes whose lands were seized, and descendants of victims of the Tuskegee Civilist Study. Additionally, local governments like Evanston, Illinois, and Asheville, North Carolina have initiated reparation programs for their black residents. So in some states, they got reparation programs for black residents. Also, religious and academic institutions have created funds to address their historical ties to slavery. So to put that more into perspective, Japanese Americans, Congress approved payments of $1.25 billion to 60,000 Japanese American citizens who were interned in camps during World War II, which is reparations. You know what I'm saying? Native Americans, the Supreme Court ordered the federal government to pay 8 Indian tribes $122 million to compensate for illegally seizing lands. So they're trying to pay off the Native Americans for taking their land. You know what I'm saying? They doing all this other stuff, but they don't want to pay us for systematically holding us back for over 200 years. Even other groups, the federal government has also provided compensation for other harms, such as crop failures for farmers, depleted fish stocks for fishermen, wrongful convictions, and individuals exposed to harmful radiation. Anyways, let's get back into it.
Obviously, we weren't there, for slavery, segregation, all of that kind of stuff. So we've done nothing to deserve that, because all the people who should have gotten it, actually not even probably, who should have gotten it, are, either long gone or whatever. Now, there's still some who are still with us today, but that's a conversation for another day. But my point is that, so inheritance and inherited wealth is something that, the great grandfather, whatever, is passed down. Homeboy who is here today did nothing to deserve that multi-billion-dollar business, but he gets it because of his bloodline, correct? Is that how it...
Yeah,
that's how inheritance works, right?
Yeah, no, like Bronny James is going to get $1 billion.
Right, yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, sorry. great example. So what I'm saying is that, what I'm trying to say is that, I believe that reparations in and of itself, one, I don't think that the argument is formed right, and two, I believe that it's kind of a reverse inheritance, if that makes sense, where it's where it's yes, black people's like me, I did not have to suffer through Jim Crow, slavery, or whatever, but all those choices that were made in those times have gotten necessarily me to where I'm at now.
Got it. So let me tell you where we have a difference of opinion.
Okay, absolutely. Absolutely.
So we as conservatives tend to underemphasize this idea of many legacies of suffering, whereas people on the left, not saying you're on the left, but the other perspective.
Definitely not.
No, for sure. But that's fine. No, that's fine. Let's just say the other side of the argument tend to emphasize that you are stuck because of something that happened to you many generations prior. Absolutely. We believe, absent very unique circumstances in the United States of America, that is almost never true. For example, we think every individual should be judged by their own actions, their own character, and their agency. Now let's play this out though. You're acting as if, not you, but let's say the argument, because you're coming after this in a great way, there's been no money sent Black America the last 60 years. We have spent over $25 trillion on Black America in 60 years, and Black America's poorer than before we
I'm up here for one purpose.
You see what he said? And Black America is poorer than when we started. Yes. Yeah, Charlie threw one of his shots. You feel me? Charlie throwing shots at us, y'all. That's to be expected, though, man. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, man. I'm going to let y'all get some rest. I know a lot of us got work in the morning, including myself. You dig what I'm saying? I got to be to work at 6 in the morning. It is 6 in the morning, so I need to start winding down. Give me some rest, and I want y'all to get some rest also, man. What I do ask you guys to do is hit that like button for me, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you guys won't be Well, so you guys won't miss an episode, and so you will be notified when I go live once again. You dig what I'm saying? So good night to everybody. I appreciate everybody stopping through. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here, and I appreciate that. And with that being said, good night.